George Springer ought to be ashamed of himself, because after a missed call, he told the umps, if they want New York to win, just tell me and give it to them already. Just because of this mistake right here, let me fast forward it for you guys. But right here, he hits a ball, which is fair, I will agree. But it's a missed time call, and it's a close call. If I were crying about every single time the Yankees went through this, I would look like the biggest crybaby. So you know what this actually means? Because then after, George Springer has some words. Basically, they'll show him like speaking, and they read his lips, and he basically says, if they want the New York to win it, tell me already and we'll give it to them. But to me, George Springer is a complete hypocrite, because first of all, he's a part of the 2017 Astros, who are cheaters, biggest cheaters in baseball history. He was a part of that. So should we say, oh yeah, if George Springer needs some trash cans to be able to hit the ball fair, let's do it. Because at the end of the day, you were a part of the worst championship in MLB history, because you were cheating, stealing signs, and you have the audacity to accuse the MLB for rigging the AL East for the Yankees. You had that division all wrapped up in your hands with a significant game difference up on the Yankees, right? It was double digits at one point. And now if we check it, you are now tied with the New York Yankees, 4 games to go. You're playing Boston one more game as I'm recording this video, and then you're finishing on with Tampa. Tampa's going to be tough. There's no way you sweep Tampa. And, at the moment, you are in a bit of a losing streak. Right now, it's panic mode, and they are feeling the pressure. This quote right here, him saying this right after that, just shows that the pressure is on their neck, and they are feeling it, and they know they are on the brink of a meltdown. Now, the one thing is, Toronto, this thing is wrong, because Toronto actually has the tiebreaker over the Yankees, because they've beaten the Yankees more times throughout the season, but they are tied in record. Right now, all the Yankees have to do is win one more game over the Blue Jays, right? Because if they end up, let's say, 94 wins each, or 93 wins each, the Blue Jays end up winning the title. But the New York Yankees are 7-3. The last 10 games. Toronto is 4-6, and they are on a losing streak. And if you're going to blame the umps for you getting scored on 20-1 against the Royals, man, you are delusional. And honestly, at the moment, they are on a 2-game losing streak against Boston. They're going to play them one more time. Luckily, Boston doesn't really want to win this game, because it's a bullpen game. They're throwing out a bullpen game when you're playing the Blue Jays the last time. If you sweep the Blue Jays, you have an incredible chance of making the wild card, which Boston really needs to do this season, because it's going to be a huge step forward from last season. And especially with all the injuries, with trading Devers and all that, it's a complete success to make the playoffs. This is coming, from someone who does not like Boston. But at the end of the day, Tampa Bay is going to be tough as well. And the New York Yankees, they're playing the White Sox one more time, one more game to sweep them, and then they're finishing up with the Orioles. So the New York Yankees, honestly, I can see them winning this division. At the end of the day, the Blue Jays right now are coming up with excuses, crying about any sort of call, and the New York Yankees are finding ways to win games even when they're not hitting. The game against the White Sox that they walk off, that game was ugly. They weren't hitting, but they figured out to win that game. At the end of the day, if you win 3-2 or you win 20-1, it's just one win. So no matter how you win the game, the important thing is to scrap up that win no matter what. And the New York Yankees aren't putting out excuses, aren't crying, telling the MLB, oh, they're rigging the AL East for the Yankees. No. You are getting blown out 20-1. You are letting this division, you're choking. You're letting it go to the Yankees. It's not the umps. It's not the MLB. It is you, George Springer, and the Blue Jays. You're pitching melting down. Aside from a couple guys, Max Scherzer getting lit up. Shane Bieber doesn't look all that great. It looks like a meltdown. And this is going to come into play in October. If you come out from having a double-digit lead in the AL East for the division, and you end up blowing that to the Yankees, and you come to the wild card, that could also play a significant role to you getting bounced out. And it's more than likely you end up playing Boston, who's about to sweep you in that wild card. So, George Springer, don't be a hypocrite. Remember, you were a part of the worst World Series ever in 2017 with the Astros. So if anybody knows about cheating and rigging, it's you. It's you. If anything, if it's true, karma. Karma, straight up. But the Blue Jays are going to blow it and they're going to cry about it. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees are finding ways to win games no matter what. Even if they're not hitting, they're coming out on top. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the Blue Jays are going to win the division or the Yankees? I think the Yankees are going to end up winning 3 games and the Blue Jays are going to win 2 out of the remaining 4. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.